when you come down and you're making the Mount Rushmore of the worst presidents in U.S. history, Lyndon Johnson needs to be carved into the mountain.
He's one of the four for sure.
He never gets the credibility he deserves as one of the
Let's go ahead and carve
presidents.
him in.
I'm doing it right now.
He's the first one we're carving right now.
Yes.
You also got to carve a sculpture of FDR,
Woodrow Wilson,
and Barack Obama. There's your four, I think.
You think?
I think so.
FDR. Would you put FDR? I mean, FDR. I guess. I mean, because you have the war stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the government programs that kept us in the Great Depression for 12 years rather than pulling out in a year or two like everybody else did.
I'm not arguing he's a good president, but I mean, I'm saying, is he on the four? Because I think you got to have Lyndon Johnson on there. Here's a guy who's put all the debt problems on. What would you put
instead of FDR? Because obviously Woodrow Wilson. Do you also argue with Barack Obama?
Got to have Woodrow Wilson on there. Obama, it feels like you need a contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I guess I put him. I'm trying to think. I mean, what about Andrew Jackson?
Andrew Jackson, maybe
probably because of his lies talked about
and treatment of the Native Americans, Trail of Tears, all of that. Yeah, there's some. I mean, a good case could be made for Andrew Jackson.
I mean, Taft couldn't even fit in a bathtub. Do you put him on there? Yeah, I think we might
because he was a fat tub of goo.
Yeah, I mean, he was overweight,
right?
And
I've heard
so
that.
I think that could be. Could be something. I don't know. If you put Taft up there, you'd need another mountain. Like you'd have to have double the mountain space.
Yeah. It'd be like putting Jeffy up there. And you couldn't do that.
You can't do that.
No.
Oh, we have a look back at the life of William Howard Taft. All right, just roll it, I guess.
The Glenn Beck program presents Retrospective. On today's episode, William Howard Taft. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1857, grew up to become America's 27th president. He died in 1930. He was overweight. This has been Retrospective on the Glenn Beck program.
Limited fact
So that
finding.
was the one notable thing about him.
It really
I guess
is.
he was overweight. Okay.
It's really the only thing anyone ever says about Taft.
It is. I have no idea what his policies were.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were, wonderful for the time.
Sure.
But I do know he was overweight.
Yeah.
We do know that.
I mean, if you're redoing the actual Mount Rushmore, I mean, I think we're both putting Coolidge up there, right?
For sure.
Coolidge is definitely going up.
Absolutely.
I mean, Reagan's going up.
Coolidge, Reagan. Mm-hmm. For me, I got to have George Washington up there.
Got to have Washington.
And maybe Jefferson. I love Thomas Jefferson. But Coolidge, Lincoln. You got to have Lincoln there. Yeah, you can't.
This is getting hard.
It's hard.
We've had a lot of good presidents, actually.
Yeah, we have.
The really terrible ones, we've had a decent amount of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if you want to talk about most ineffective presidents, right? Like you could put Jimmy Carter on that list easily.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't think of him as like a real upending our entire system.
Because he didn't.
He was just really bad at his job.
Yeah. Everything he did sucked.
Yeah. But it wasn't like Wilson who, I mean, the Wilson policies we'd look back at now and be like, wow, those are really conservative. But he changed the whole fabric of the country.
Yeah.
Right? That was one of those things where he took a country that was going down one path and jammed the whole country in reverse and went down another path. Where like someone like Johnson just accelerated us down that path so fast. And people, because, look, it came after the Kennedy thing. There was a feeling of, you kind of just overlooked everything at that point, I think. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, Johnson is responsible for, a massive amount of our problems in this country when it comes to debt.
Massive.
Is overlooked. And not to mention, the guy was an incredible racist and a jerk to almost everybody around him.
And people will say, well, he signed the bill. He signed the civil rights bill. Yeah, after opposing it for 20 years. Right. Yeah, he did finally because he knew he had to by then. He had to. And
the stuff he said
awful
to the people around him, including constantly to African Americans. I mean, the guy was
not a good guy.
Absolute racist.
Yeah.
You have to put him in the conversation there for worst president of all time.
He also enmeshed us much more deeply in Vietnam, which was a massive, to me, mistake. It'd be nice if we could learn from some of those mistakes now and Stop getting involved in everybody else's problems.